Isn't it true that today to be busy is kind of like a badge of honor? Like, people will ask us how we're doing, and don't we typically jump at the opportunity to tell them just how busy we are, how we're kicking goals at work, how we're doing so much overtime, how we're chasing the kids around everywhere, how we're involved in the local sports team, we're serving at the local church. We're busy and we're proud of it. The reality is, I think that a lot of the times we're just wanting to communicate to others and ourselves just how important we are, how other people depend on us, how other people need us, how indispensable we are. I think in a way we're sort of just trying to justify our existence. I mean, isn't it also true that when we ask someone else how they're doing, and they might tell us, oh, pretty quiet, not too much happening, and we'll sort of think to ourselves like, I mean, you should be busy, like fill up your days, fill up your weeks. We live such fast-paced lives in such a fast-paced society, and we're told that it's right, and we're told that that's how life should be, but it's not working. It isn't. We're tired, we're burnt out, we're stressed, we're anxious, we don't have peace, we don't have friends, we're lonely. And then we look at the life of Jesus and we see such an unhurried life. I mean, if we think about it for a minute, Jesus lived 30 years of his life as a virtual no one. He was 30 when he began his ministry proper. We can think of Jesus when he was told that his really good friend Lazarus was gravely ill. And what does Jesus do in response? He stays where he is for another 2 days. We'll often see Jesus change his plans according to the requests of others. We can think of the religious leader Jairus, who told Jesus that his daughter was sick and he wanted Jesus to come and heal her, and that's what Jesus does. We can read in Luke 5 how Jesus would often withdraw to lonely places and pray. So isn't it problematic that for so many of us who live such hurried lives, all the while claiming to follow the one who lived such an unhurried life? And I mean, I get it. Like, I'm on staff at a torchbearers school, and I will often measure my spiritual well-being or emotional well-being by how many meaningful conversations I've had with students that day, or how well my classes are being received, or how many emails I've ticked off my inbox list, or how many applications I've processed that day. Like, I get it. But Pete Scazzero, in his book, The Emotionally Healthy Leader, he distinguishes between what he calls doing for God and being with God. And he says that for so many of us, we place this focus on doing for God and we completely ignore being with God. We look at Jesus' life and we see that one preceded the other. That Jesus was so often with God, and it is that motivated his doing for God. He lived a busy life, yes, but it was an unhurried one, because it was being that preceded and motivated his doing. And that's, I think, where a lot of us go wrong. We try and sort of justify our identity as children of God by doing all of these things, all the while forgetting that God wants us to rest in the knowledge that we already are his beloved children. And it's funny that I think Jesus knew that we were going to tend toward hurry, toward busyness, toward stress, toward burnout. And so in Matthew 11:28, he makes us an invitation. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest."